Assalamualaikum guys. So today we are going to start the next chapter under Unit 1 Atomic Structure. So here we already studied about what? The atomic theory of matter part 1 and 2. So now we are going to study about part 3. So I am Najmunisha Ashaf came here to display about what the atomic structure belongs to the atomic theory of matter. Let's we move on to the thinking first, right? As we know, according to our teaching pattern, before we start to study whatever the things, we have to know what is inside this presentation. According to that, we are going to study first is atomic number, isotopes, and the mass number. Actually, this is not new for you all. You already studied under O level, right? As well as when we are start to study about the atomic structure, we should know about these atomic number and the mass number and mass stops. So next one is the atomic mass scale. As you've seen, the atomic is a very tiny, indivisible, invisible particle. But that also having the mass, to measure that mass, we are having the scale that is called the atomic mass scale. Next, average atomic mass and relative atomic mass of an element. Okay, when you take a particular atom, they should have the mass. So according to that, we are going to derive the atomic mass, which is finally felt into what? The relative atomic mass of an element by having the different isotopes. We will study that is one by one. And finally, that is science. When you talk about the neutral atom, right? Okay, so why I am mentioning as a neutral atom? Yes, the atom does not have any charges, but ion should gain the charge because of the looping and gaining electron. We will study this is one by one later. Let's step on to the first heading is the atomic number. So what is mean by the atomic number? When you take gas, yes, the atomic protons, right? When you take a particular element that has the characteristic number of protons. If you take a particular element, it is able to show the characteristic number of protons. So what is mean by the atomic number? The atomic number of protons in an atom of any particular element is called what? That element's atomic number. So simply you can say the number of protons is equals to what? The atomic number. That's all. So this is it's clearly shown you the atomic number is equals to, this is your symbol that it's equals to the number of protons in the nucleus and the number of electrons in the nucleus. So this is what I will show you clearly, right, when you take this, okay? So here okay, when you take this, right, your atomic number that is always equals to the number of protons of the nucleus and the number of electrons of the nucleus. This should be very careful about that. Why I'm mentioning again and again, right? So when you see, guys, right, since we are talking about what the neutral atom, why the atom does not have any electrical charges, because of that only the number of electrons always equals to the number of protons of the nucleus. Should be very careful about that. It will be clear when you all are studying about the ions, right? Let's we move on to the next heading is mass number. So what is mean by mass number? Yes, when you take a given element, it is able to differ in the number of neutrons. Because of that, their mass number also vary. So simply, right, you can say what is mean by mass number is the mass number of protons. Sorry, if the mass number is equals to the number of protons, right? I will show you by using the arrow sheet, right? The number of protons plus the number of neutrons. This is what we call the mass number, right? So when you take this equation clearly shows you the mass number is equal to number of protons plus the number of neutrons. Therefore, the different atom will have the different mass number by having the different neutrons, right? So this is what in the atomic symbol, usually we represent the particular atom of the mass number and the atomic number which is given below, right? Let's we move on to the next slide. Before that, I clear all drawing, right? So you should know how to represent the atomic symbol. Yeah, when you take the carbon always you have to represent as a capital C. This is what we are calling atomic symbol. We will use the spotlight. You will be clear about that, right? Okay. So this is your carbon, right? Your carbon always represent as a capital C. This is called what? The atomic symbol. And here we wrote as a 12. Before that, I'll come for the 6, right? When you take the 6, the left side, the down space belongs to what? The atomic number. And your left side upper space is given as a 12. It is equals to mass number. Here you should be very careful. Your left corner upper side is belongs to the mass number. Lower side is belongs to the atomic number. Why this is differing? You know the mass number is equal to atomic number plus neutrons. So because of that, it always is varies. So this is how you have to write the atomic symbol. Next we will step into what is meant by isotopes. Actually, atoms with identical elements, right? Ma, yes. Ma. Yes. So what is meant by the isotopes, right? Atoms with identical atom, right? You are telling the numbers, atomic numbers. But the difference in the mass number, when you take a particular atom, it's always is identical with the atomic number and the mass number. It don't know the place. But when you speak about the isotopes, it will have the different mass number. How it is possible? Yeah, by having the different neutrons, right? The number of neutrons according to that varying, you can end up with the mass number also will be varying. This is what we are calling the isotopes. So what is mean by isotope? The isotope with the identical atomic number but having the different mass number. You can say clearly by writing this example. Yes, when you take up, right. So when you take your what isotopes, you always your atomic number resembles 6, the carbon, but your mass number is your earliest one 12, right? But it's able to vary like what? You will have the 6 and also 13, right? And there is another possibility C 6 14. How it's possible? Why? The atomic number, the mass number is equals to the number of proton plus the number of neutrons. So therefore the mass number is varying. So from that you can clearly say what is the reason of that is the number of neutrons are differing. Therefore you will end up with what? the isotopes, right? One another. So therefore, we are telling the isotopes of an element which are stable in nature are called as stable isotopes, and those are not stable we are calling as what? The radioisotopes. Yeah, what is mean by that? The radioisotopes. Yeah, when you keep naturally, it's able to decay what? Yeah, so that is what we are telling is that is unstable in the realistic. So this is what you should be very careful about that. The isotopes which are able to stay, those are the stable isotopes. That cannot be stable one, we are calling what? The radioisotopes, right? Next we will step into what the heading is the atomic mass scale. I already said, right, as you know, the atom is a very small species of matter, but however, they should have the mass, right? So you should measure that mass. So for the convenient to use for the measurement, they are using what? The unified atomic mass unit. That is we are called capital U. Extremely, they are dealing with very small masses here. So the measurement is given you all. The one unified atomic mass U is equals to 1.66054 into 10 to the power of minus 24 gram. And 1 gram is equals to, we know that is what according to your Avogadro number, 6.02214 into 10 to the power of 23 U or Dalton. Right. So according to that, you should know what is mean by the unified atomic mass unit, which is as to measure the mass of atom, right? So therefore, the unified atomic mass unit is defined as a mass of exactly 1/12 of chemically unbound atom of carbon shell, isotope of carbon. So here guys, when we speak about the atomic mass scale, we are talking about what? The mixture of the isotopes. According to that, the mass of the unified atomic mass is defined as what? The mass exactly 1/12 of chemically unbound C carbon shell, right? The isotopes, right? The carbon has the different isotopes. According to that, we are mention what? The unified atomic mass of the unit. This is why in these units, a hydrogen atom has a mass, okay, you can say 1.0078, but approximately we are using as 1 U or Dalton. You can use that DA for Dalton. And you have 160 atom has mass, what? The 15.9949 U or Dalton. How they found is, if you know that one hydrogen is what? This much of, right, mass. Now what is for the 160 atom of the hydrogen, you will end up with this amount of mass, right? This is what we have to do. So next we will step on to what? The average atomic mass and the relative atomic mass of an element. I said the most of the element occur in nature is a mixture of the isotopes, right? So for that sake, we should know the mass of an atom can be given as the mass of the atom can be given as the relative atomic mass or atomic mass. Why they are telling like that? It can be obtained by summing over the masses of its isotopes multiplied by their relative abundances. So why guys, when we talk about the relative abundances, how its availability? And you should know we have the different value of the isotopes, right? When you take the carbon, you have 3. When you take the chlorine, you have 2. When you take the bromine, you have 2. There are so many isotopes you can see. So how can you find the relative atomic mass? There is an equation. The average atomic mass is equals to the summation of the mass of the isotope into fractional isotopes in the abundance. So what they are telling is the average atomic mass is equals to what? the summation of the isotope mass and the fractional isotopes abundance. Yeah, though it could be the percentage, but you should end up with what the fractions, right? Okay, so equation, there are the questions were given. So try those questions and you will be familiar with such kind of the value, how to find the average atomic mass. So next, we will skip it. Then the atomic mass is given as per mole of atom, right? The mass is given in gram per mole means what? You can say gram per mole, that means gram mole minus what? That is known as what? The molar mass of the element or atom. How should be the molar mass of an element? Right? So this is what you have to know. When the atomic mass given as the mass per mole of atom, it's always we are telling what the molar mass of the element. So since we already found the 1 gram is equals to, guys, you should be very careful about that. The 1 gram is equals to 6.00, sorry, 0.2214 into 10 to the power of 23 Avogadro number. So therefore, you can say the 1 mole of atom is equals to 6.02214 into 10 to the power of 23 atoms. This is what very important. You should know. This is what the relationship between what the Avogadro number and the mole gram, right? According to this, you can see the carbon is always the 12.01 gram mole minus 1. This is what your molar mass. Let's just go through, right? So the molar mass is equal to what? You can given by what the gram per mole by the Avogadro number. 1 mole of atom is always equals to this normal numbers of the atoms. Should be very careful about. So we actually, the relative atomic mass is a dimensional physical quantity, right? The relative atomic mass that we are calling the dimension physical quantity. So how you can measure this relative atomic mass? It's a ratio of the average mass, right, of atom and element 1/12 of masses of an atom of carbon 12 known as the unified atomic mass. This is what we are explaining about the relative atomic mass. To what the configuration, but here A levels we will study the configuration different level, but we'll say what is the 11 means what. So, right. So when you take this what, okay, you have already studied under O level. So sodium is having the electrons, right, distribution 2, 8, 1. So this one able to lose electron, right? Therefore, you already have had the number of protons, which is equals to number of electrons. So easily you have 1. Therefore, they are able to lose 1 electron. By losing the 1 electron, it will end up with what? The number of electrons 10 and number of proton is 11. And finally, it will end up with the net charge is what? Plus 1. You should be very careful. By losing, it will gain the plus 1, right? Therefore, from this you can see what? The sodium, right, having the 11 proton, 11 electron, lose an electron, end up with what? Sodium plus iron having what? The 11 proton in the 10 electron. So this is seems to what we are telling the ionization of sodium atom. Right. So next we step into the second example. The chlorine with 17 protons and the 17 electrons can gain an electron and chemical reaction producing the Cl minus. We said, according to this, I already said, okay, when you have it, right, okay, you can write 2, 8, 7. So when you take this is what? To get the stability, it will accept what? One electron, right? It able to accept the one electron, therefore it will come at what? 2, 8, 8. So that means what? It will come as 18. So by accepting, right? By accepting one electron, it will come as a stable structure. This is what we are telling what the Cl minus. So you will have the 17 protons and 17 electrons, but by losing that one, okay, by losing is that means by gains and electrons, that will end up with 17 proton and 18 electron. That is what we are telling what? The chlorine ion Cl minus. So this is what the formation of the chloride ion. So finally, right, the symbol of the ferric ion, if you know now, is by losing the electron, it will get the ferric ion. You can see this is what the Fe3 plus. So this is the atomic structure. You know this is what the atomic number, this is mass number. From this you can what? Mass number minus atomic number, you are able to find the neutron number. But the electron, number of electron will be vary. Now you should be very careful about this, right? So when you take the number of proton is 26, but the number of electron is not 26. Why? It has lost what? 3 electrons, so you will have 23 electrons. You should be very careful about that. This is what we are telling the number ions, the ions with the symbol, right? And there is another term called it's a polyatomic ions. Yeah, the given as you know the NH4 plus and the sulfate ion SO4 2 minus, how it derived. Right, earlier we talked about only the one atom, but now we are having the combination of the two molecules, right? Two atoms or three atoms and forming a molecule carrying a positive or negative charge we are calling as the polyatomic ions. So this is what, guys, from this chapter we are going to conclude what the atomic theory of matter, right? Here we studied about the mass number, atomic number, isotope, the mass of the relative unified atomic mass, relative atomic mass, average atomic mass. Finally we came into the ions, right? After this we have completed what the atomic theory of matter and unit 1, the atomic structure. So we will meet with what a new chapter which is belongs to the unit 1 atomic structure, the electromagnetic waves and the radiation. With you will I will see you in next live. See you guys. Bye bye. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.